Let's build class diagram using the use case diagram. So let's build profile first. What all data members can a profile DTO or profile have? First is of course going to be an email or a password. So every profile has a unique ID. If you would have noticed, a profile has a list of followers and it has a list of followings also. Now, who is a follower? Follower is again a profile, right? And same goes, who is following? Following is also the profile. What's next? Of course, it will store the list of posts also which he has posted. Now we'll have to make another DTO or model post. Let's say we have it right now. A profile can actually see what all pending follow requests he have. We can have follow requests as a separate entity altogether. So follow request, if we talk about follow request, will have a sender, a receiver. So it is going to be a complex object. That's why I thought of making follow request a separate entity altogether. Next would be it is going to have timeline, right? So timeline is something which is dynamic. So let's have timeline as a separate entity again. We'll handle everything in timeline. Okay. Profile is a celebrity or not. This is also right. Blue tick part. Let's have a boolean. Generally, what we see is last seen is also somewhere stored in profile, right? Let's have last seen also, local date type. With this, I remember now that a user can chat also. It's better that we do not pick up chat, but yeah, chatting is also one of the use cases which you should be able to discuss with your interviewer. Let's move to other unknown classes which we have declared, which we haven't made right till now, which one is post, one is follow request, one is timeline. So let's make post for now. A post would obviously be of different types. For now, let's say that we have text post. A post would always be created by a profile. So we can have who created it. We can comment on a post, right? So it will have a list of comments also. Basically, the comments that have been posted on this post. Now, we should have comments as a separate entity altogether. Next, what? A person likes on a post also, likes and unlike. So we should have a list of likes also. Should likes be a separate entity altogether? I feel so. So there would be some logic. By respecting single responsibility principle, let's separate like entity. Okay. Of course, post is created at a particular time. So when it was created. So local date time created at. I think this should be enough for a post. So let's move to the other model now. Since we have created post just now, so let's create comment. So comment would also have encryption, right? A comment is always created by a profile. We should store profile who created it, right? We can like a comment also, and same as unlike a comment also. So it would also have a list of likes. What's next? We can comment on a comment also. So it would also have a list of comments that have been commented on it. We'll add more if we'll think we'll get something in the middle. This is also done. Now let's go for like. In Instagram, like doesn't have a type. We just put heart. Like is always created by a profile. Of course, we should store the profile. So yeah. But if you see now, like is a simple object right now. I think it would be better we have like as a separate entity altogether. What should be the next thing? Let's make follow request as the next. Follow request was a separate entity altogether which we wanted to make. Why? Because follow request would always store who sent this follow request and who received this follow request. A follow request always is in a certain state. Suppose these are two individuals, A and B. A sends a follow request to B. So notification is fired to B saying that, okay, B, you have got a follow request from A. Now when B accepted, A receives a notification saying that your follow request has been accepted. When somebody rejects a follow request, third person doesn't get the notification. Let's have notification as a separate entity altogether and let's create it. Let's say it will always have some sort of text in it. So description. Now system has the responsibility to send it to the correct profile. Oh yeah, we forgot timeline. So let's have timeline. Let's create timeline also. What would timeline has? Timeline has a list of posts actually. We keep on scrolling, and I think this should be pretty much it. What timeline should have. Okay, what's next? When a profile searches, we generally get some sort of suggestions. This is the responsibility of the system to send suggestions. It would be maintaining some sort of search catalog, let's say. Let's have search catalog also. Of course, it is going to have a list of profiles. What can we store profiles? For now, let's say it is storing profiles in a map. What else can a search catalog have? This should be enough. So let's talk about relations here now. A profile has a list of posts here if you see. A profile is also having a timeline if you see. So there should be a relation between a profile and a timeline. A profile is also having a list of follow requests. Yeah, I think this should be pretty much enough. For profile, I feel. What do you think about the relations of a post? Post has comments. Post has a list of likes also. Let's talk about comments now. Comment has a list of likes and comments has comments also. I think this should be enough. Timeline has a list of posts. A search catalog is having a list of profiles. So again, we're pretty much done with the relations also. Let's talk about services now, or interfaces. So first, let's talk about comment service. Since we will make interfaces first of all of them. So what all things can comment service do? Creation of comment on a comment, creation of comment on a post. These would be two things. What all arguments will it get? So of course, comment has a description. So of course, description. Second thing would be who created this comment. So profile. And third is, of course, since we are making this comment on a post, so post. Same goes for creation of comment on a comment, but instead of post, we'll have a comment. We can edit a comment also, delete a comment also. Let's skip it for now. The next service would be a post service. So one thing which I can clearly think of that post service would be doing is creation of a post. And what will we get? We'll get a profile who is creating this post, and of course, we'll get a description. A profile can delete a post also. Other thing would be like service, I would say, when a person like or unlike on a post and a comment. What we can see is we have two functions with same type of argument, two different entities. Can we do something with this? We'll see it later how we optimize it or how we reduce the piece of code, how we manage it. But for now, imagine that this is how we are doing.